So I've been thinking a lot about this Vanity Fair article that came out recently about Tinder. It was this whole expose to uncover the toxic dating culture that we live in, which isn't really a surprise to anyone who lives in this world. Everyone knows that it's firsthand that it's like sex is just a swipe of a finger away, and because of that, it makes it seem like there are all of these options, and because there's so many options, no one wants to settle down for anyone. So Vanity Fair, which is like only a publication that honestly old people read, I feel like, they call what we're living in right now, it was the first time I'd really heard this language. They said that we're living in the biggest evolutionary shift in social interaction since the time of hunters and gatherers. Which, if you think about it, that language, evolution, I guess millennials are known for being really self-absorbed, right? And thinking about themselves and what it is that if we live in a time that is a complete evolutionary shift, which I agree with. I think that that's true. I think people have an idea as they're living how they stand in history. Like, I've always had a sense of what my place is in history and how I'm going to leave a legacy. I think that legacy and history are like very tied. And your self-awareness of what your point is here, or what your history is here, or what group you'll be remembered in, or when you're like 60, what you'll say you participated in. But I don't think that people inherently have a sense of what it means to be an individual in evolution. I think that's way grander than what most of us are used to thinking about. So what it means is that people today, like me, people who are like 21 or 22, I think people younger than me, I think I might be the cutoff. I think that people who are like 19 or 18 right now haven't experienced this in the way that people who are like 21 to, I'll just say like maybe 27, 28, early 30s, maybe, know what it's like to grow up with the internet. Because it's in front of us, it doesn't seem sublime or important or revolutionary, really, because it's so microscopic. It's like it's in our hands, this shift. But really what it means is that we've been taught these sort of like patterns of social expression. We've been socialized to exist by like really outmoded and outdated like ways to exist. Like our parents teaching us how to go on a date, or like how to treat a woman, or like generally speaking how our like parents truly don't understand the way that we interact and have completely taught us a different set of social interactions and how to behave and things like this, that because of technology changing so fast, we don't realize that we're trying to apply what we know of the world and how to treat other people and how to behave. Doesn't apply to the way that the technology that is changing very quickly. And I don't think I've met a single like 20-something who isn't at least a little bit wildly confused about how to treat others or be with others or be among others. There's this sort of frantic sense of how to connect, which I feel like, people say we're losing how to connect in all of this connection. But what I really think that we're losing is this feeling of like chosenness, being chosen in a really special way, being one person among many. No one really gets specifically chosen anymore, which goes back to this idea of this illusion of choice. I think it's nice to say that there's no real conclusion to these thoughts because, of course, we're like living in the biggest social evolution since the hunters and gatherers. That feels really fucking cool. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's as far as I'm going to get with that. But I would love to hear your thoughts.